So we're getting through November now. The time is disappearing. So after the last video, it was time for team days again, so we went down to Edinburgh and had a couple of days together as a team. We met with some student workers from different organisations around Scotland for lunch, and then the following day we had a visit from a guy from the Christian Institute, just talking about the protection that CUs have in terms of like freedom of speech, which was actually really interesting. And then after that, the North East team met together in Aberdeen, so we met together and listened to a talk and sort of discussed it, and then prayed for each other and sort of chatted about how different things are going at the different unis, and then we went for a wee wander down by the beach. I think we brought the sun with us very briefly, and then I think it just turned back to grey again after that. I also had the joy of helping out at Toasties Bar on Friday night. So as I said in one of my earlier videos, Toasties Bar exists to give toasties to people who are out late Friday night. So I was in the kitchen making sweet toasties. Some of the combinations that people go for are just crazy, but it was a lot of fun, very intense. So it's open from 11 till about sort of 2:30, 3 o'clock, and then they sort of tidy up as well. So that was great. It was such a joy to hear stories of people talking to folk about Jesus, and it was a lot of fun. But I didn't get home till 4:30, which then gave me a good excuse to sleep till 12 the next day. After that long sleep, I also managed to get along to St Andrew's FC match against local rivals Glenrothes, which was highly entertaining. Quality of football wasn't great, but it was a good laugh with a couple of the CU boys. So yeah, that was great fun. And last night we had an event called Expressions of Hope, which was kind of aimed more at the sort of artistic side of St Andrews, and so there were people performing songs, people performing poetry and spoken word, and people brought along physical art and photographs, and it was all aiming to open up a dialogue, discussion about what people's hope is, and why we think that Christ is our hope, and why that's so important and why we want to share that with people. And it was a really good event. People really got stuck in, and hopefully they'll be able to do it again with even more collaboration next time. And this weekend it is St Andrews CU's weekend away, so we're going about an hour away from here to Lendrick Muir, which is a really pretty location, and so it's a really good time for us to all get away and go and learn stuff together, see how that can be applied to what the CU does, how we do it well. So there's a guy called Glenn Scrivener coming, doing a series of talks at that, and we'll get to have fellowship together and get to know each other, which is really important in sort of building up the mission team. So if you could be praying that all goes well for safety for travel, that would be wonderful, and I'm sure I'll do a special vlog on that at some point next week. And in terms of other things to be praying for, it'd be great if you could be praying that I have energy, because November is a very busy month, with a couple of weekends away and lots of different days and things and lots of stuff going on. So yeah, if you could be praying that I manage to balance my work and rest and all of that, that would be great. And if you could also be praying that the whole groups continue to sort of be excited. The first years are great, and it's really exciting to see them get behind the idea of what whole groups are, and they've got another event coming up in the next couple of weeks, so if you could just be praying that the organisation for that goes well, and that they are bold enough to invite their friends, that'll be really appreciated. So thanks for watching, and I'm sure I'll catch you all soon. Bye!
We should all be like praying.
No.
Grey. Grey. Beige. Grey.
Oh, never heard that chat before.